If you have ever stood in your basement or crawled under your house and smelled that unmistakable damp, earthy tang that tells you moisture is winning, you have probably done what most people do next. You called someone, and that someone walked around your foundation, maybe ran a moisture meter along your walls, and then handed you a number that made your stomach drop. 5,000, 8,000, 12,000. Interior drainage systems, sump pumps, vapor barriers, exterior excavation. The moisture problem under your house suddenly became the most expensive problem in your life. But here's what almost nobody mentions before you sign that contract. There is a fix for the most common source of basement and crawl space moisture that costs you nothing but a few hours of work, and it has been sitting right under old houses for over a century, exposed, obvious, and still doing its job perfectly. If you walk up to a house built in the 1920s or 30s that has never had major foundation work done, and you look at the ground around it, you will notice something. The soil slopes away from the house, not dramatically, not like a hillside. Just a gentle, deliberate grade that carries water away from the foundation walls and out toward the yard. 6 inches of drop over the first 10 feet. That is the old standard. That is what builders understood before waterproofing became an entire industry. And that simple slope, that intentional shaping of the dirt that was already there, is the single most effective moisture control measure you can apply to a house. It costs nothing because you're not buying anything. You're just moving the ground that already surrounds your foundation into the position it should have been in all along. Now, this sounds too simple. I understand that reaction completely. When you are standing in a basement with water stains climbing the walls, the idea that the fix might involve a shovel and an afternoon feels almost insulting. But the physics behind it are not simple at all, and understanding why this works so well requires you to think about water the way old builders thought about it. They did not try to stop water, they redirected it. They understood that water follows gravity without exception, and that if you give it a clear path away from your house, it will take that path every single time. Modern construction often ignores this. Homes get built, landscaping gets installed, flower beds get piled against the foundation, mulch builds up year after year, and slowly, invisibly, the grade around the house flattens out or even reverses. Instead of water flowing away, it pools right against the foundation. And once water sits against a foundation wall, physics takes over in ways that no amount of interior waterproofing can fully overcome. Here's what happens at the material level. Concrete is not waterproof. Most people assume it is because it feels solid and impenetrable. But concrete is actually full of microscopic pores and capillaries. When water sits against a concrete wall or footing, it does not just press against the surface. It enters the material through capillary action. The same force that pulls water upward through a paper towel when you dip just the corner into a glass. The water molecules are drawn into those tiny passages within the concrete, and they migrate inward, sometimes traveling upward against gravity, carrying dissolved minerals with them. That white, powdery residue you see on basement walls. The stuff that looks like dried salt, that is called efflorescence. It is the mineral content of the water being left behind as the moisture evaporates on the interior side of your wall. It is direct, visible proof that water is moving through your foundation from outside to inside. And the source of that water, in the vast majority of cases, is not some underground spring or rising water table. It is surface water that was never given a reason to go anywhere else. Think about it the way you would think about a puddle forming on a flat driveway. If the driveway had even a slight tilt, the water would run off and you would never think about it again. But if it is perfectly flat, or if there is a low spot, the water just sits there until it evaporates or soaks in. Your foundation is that low spot. Without proper grade, every single rainfall sends water directly toward the lowest point around your house. And that lowest point is almost always the narrow strip of soil right against your walls where the ground was backfilled during construction and has since settled and compacted over the years. Old builders knew this intuitively because they watched it happen. They did not have moisture meters or vapor transmission calculators. They had observation and decades of experience handed from one crew to the next. They saw what happened to the houses where the ground was flat and what happened to the houses where the ground sloped. And so proper grading became one of the most basic, non-negotiable steps in construction. It was so fundamental that nobody even bothered to write it down as a special technique. It was like telling someone to put a roof on their house. Of course you grade the soil away from the foundation. Of course you do. Everyone knew that. But somewhere between the 1950s and the 1980s, as construction sped up and subdivisions started going in faster than ever before, this step started getting skipped or done carelessly. Builders would backfill the foundation excavation, do a rough grade, and move on to the next lot. Homeowners would plant shrubs right against the foundation walls, add decorative stone beds, let mulch accumulate season after season until the soil level actually rose above the original grade line. Gutters would discharge right at the base of the wall through short downspouts that dumped concentrated streams of roof water within inches of the footing. And within 5 to 10 years, the moisture problems would begin. Not because the foundation was defective, not because the concrete was inferior, but because the water had nowhere else to go. Here is where it gets interesting. The International Residential Code, which governs most home construction in the United States, still requires a minimum grade of 6 inches of fall within the first 10 feet from the foundation wall. That requirement exists today because the principle still works. It is not folklore. It is basic hydrology applied to residential construction. And yet, building science researchers have consistently found that improper grading and poor surface drainage are the leading contributors to basement moisture problems in existing homes. Not foundation cracks, not failed waterproofing membranes, not hydrostatic pressure from a high water table. Just surface water sitting where it should not be sitting, because nobody maintained the grade that the original builders put there for a reason. The fix itself is almost embarrassingly straightforward. You walk the perimeter of your house and you look at the soil level against your foundation. If it is flat, or if it slopes toward the house even slightly, you need to add or redistribute soil so that it slopes away. You want that 6-inch drop over 10 feet. You can measure it with a basic level and a tape measure, or even just eyeball it by setting a straight board against the wall and watching which way a ball would roll. You use clean-filled dirt, not topsoil, because topsoil is designed to hold moisture, and that is the opposite of what you want next to a foundation. You compact it gently as you build it up. You make sure the soil does not come up higher than the siding or any wood framing members, because soil contact with wood creates a whole different set of problems. And you extend your downspouts, so they discharge water at least 4 to 6 feet from the foundation, rather than dumping a concentrated stream of roof runoff right at the base of your wall. That downspout extension might cost you a few dollars at a hardware store. But the grading itself costs nothing if you already own a shovel and have access to fill dirt from elsewhere on your property, or from a neighbor who would be glad to see it hauled away. Now, I want to be honest about something because this matters. Grading is not a cure for every moisture problem a house can have. If your home sits in an area with a genuinely high water table, meaning the natural level of groundwater in the soil is at or near the level of your basement floor, then surface grading alone will not solve that. If you have significant foundation cracks from structural settlement, water will find those cracks regardless of what the surface grade looks like. If your home has a serious bulk water intrusion issue from a failed perimeter drain system or a spring running beneath the slab, that is a different category of problem entirely, and it may genuinely require professional intervention and equipment. There are real situations where a sump pump and an interior drainage system are absolutely the right answer, installed by people who know what they are doing. What I am saying is that before you spend thousands of dollars on a system designed to manage water after it has already reached your foundation, it is worth spending an afternoon making sure you are not the one sending that water there in the first place. And for anyone dealing with structural concerns, always have a qualified professional evaluate the situation before making decisions. There is an old house I worked on years ago, a 1928 bungalow with a stone foundation and lime mortar joints. The homeowner had been getting quotes to waterproof the basement. Every company that came out recommended an interior perimeter drain and a sump pump. The lowest bid was around $7,000. I walked the exterior of that house, and within 10 minutes I could see what was happening. The flower beds on 2 sides had been built up over decades until the soil was actually sitting 2 inches above the top of the foundation wall. The downspouts terminated at old splash blocks that were clogged with debris and tipped backward toward the house. The driveway on the east side had settled over time and was now channeling every rainstorm directly into the basement wall. That was 8 years ago. It is still dry today, not because we outsmarted the water, because we gave it somewhere better to go. And here is the part that stays with me about old houses in general, the thing I keep coming back to after years of this work. The ones that are still standing, still dry, still solid after 80 or 100 years, they are not surviving because of some secret material or hidden technology. They are surviving because the people who built them understood a principle that we have somehow managed to unlearn. You do not fight water. You do not try to wall it out with barriers and pumps and chemical coatings. You give it a path, and you make that path lead away from anything you want to keep dry. It is like the way a riverbank holds its shape, not by resisting the current, but by being shaped to guide it. That same thinking, applied to the dirt around your foundation, is worth more than any membrane or mechanical system you could install. The grade around your house is not landscaping. It is infrastructure. It is the first and most important line of defense your foundation has ever had. And the fact that it costs nothing to check and almost nothing to correct makes it the most valuable piece of building knowledge that might ever pass through your hands. Before you call anyone, before you sign anything, walk around your house after the next heavy rain and watch where the water goes. If it is heading toward your walls, you already know what needs to happen. The ground is right there. It has always been right there. It just needs to be shaped the way the old builders shaped it, with intention, with understanding, and with the kind of quiet common sense that never came with a price tag, but was worth more than everything that did. If this is the kind of knowledge worth holding on to, pass it along to someone who might be staring at a damp basement wall right now, wondering where to start. And come along for what is next, because there is a great deal more still buried under the surface of how old houses were built, and most of it is just waiting for someone to dig it up.